Okay guys, today for reading we're going to talk about author's purpose. Okay, so we've learned an acronym PIE. So PIE is spelled P-I-E. So the P is going to stand for, let's turn this way. So we're going to have the triangle up top. Actually, let's do it. Yeah, we'll do it like this because of the thing on the bottom. So P stands for persuade. Okay? So the author's purpose for writing something may be to persuade. Okay? And persuade means the author is trying to do what? What is the author trying to do if he's persuading? Or she? Good. Trying to make you think like you are, okay? You guys have written a paper to persuade Miss Wedgeworth, right? And it was to persuade her on what? Bubblegum. Bubblegum, that you guys should be allowed to chew gum. So your job as the author of that paper was to try to get her to think like you or convince her. So the author is trying to convince the reader to believe or think a certain way. Okay, so the author may be writing to try to convince the reader to believe or think a certain way. Okay, the next letter in the word pie is what? I. So the I is going to stand for inform. So if the author is trying to inform you, that means they're trying to give you information about something, okay? Okay. Can you think of any passages you've read lately that were written to inform you? We read one in a Chemico book and one that was just a paper. Can you think of one, Allie?
Yes.
What was it?
This was mine.
She said teddy bear, the one about Theodore Roosevelt where they invented the bear. That was to inform you about what? How they made the teddy bears and how it was invented, the reason it was invented. Okay. Kelsey, can you think of another one we've read?
It's like one of, we have.
So the last one that we read also was weathering in our Chemico book, and that was to inform us about weathering, okay? So those are just a couple examples. Now the last one, or the last letter in the word pie is E. The E stands for entertain. So E is for entertain. Okay, Okay, so when the author is entertaining you, the passage is just for your enjoyment. It's not to persuade you. It's not to give you information, but it's just for you to either laugh or enjoy. Okay? Usually a fiction story, right?
Yes.
The informed one is most likely going to be non-fiction. Okay? So to entertain you means the author holds your attention with laughter, okay, and enjoyment. So you're reading it for fun.
I can't write all that. I don't have enough fun. But I wrote enjoyment instead.
Okay? Now, those of you at home, you would just need to write this in your reading notebook. Those of us here in class have written this on a pie. And now we're going to glue it in our reading notebook. Okay? We'll turn it sideways. Now once you have those things written down, the PIE acronym and what it stands for, we're going to put at the top author's purpose. And that means, why does an author write? Okay, so the author's purpose, when we're trying to find out what the author's purpose is, that means, why did the author write what he wrote, or she? Okay, now we're going to look at some examples, and you guys are going to tell me whether it's P, persuade, I, inform, or E, explain, or entertain, sorry. So P for persuade, I for what? Inform, and E for entertain. So entertain means something that's supposed to make you enjoy it or laugh. It's something you just are reading for fun. Okay? So once you get this written down, we're going to look at some examples together. You can keep this in front of you while we practice. That way you can glance if you still need to. Okay, so we're actually looking on IXL. What you can do is first look at the title. Sometimes the title alone can tell you what the author's purpose is for writing it. Okay? Now, let's look at this first one. What do you think the main purpose that the author wrote this brochure? Was it to inform people about the way to have healthy teeth? To inform people about the parts of a tooth? Or to persuade people to buy a new toothbrush? So it says, steps to a great smile, brush your teeth twice a day, floss your teeth once a day, don't eat too much sugar, and see your dentist twice a year. Okay? Is it to persuade us to buy a toothbrush?
No.
No. Is it to inform people about the parts of a tooth?
No. Yes. Yeah.
Did it talk about the parts of a tooth?
Yes.
No, it did not. Did it talk about the way to have healthy teeth?
Yes.
Yes. So the purpose was to inform people about the way to have healthy teeth. Okay? Poetry. So just think about that genre by itself. Poetry. My dog ate my homework. Oh, teacher, please listen. I would not tell a lie. My dog ate my homework. He's such a playful guy. He opened his mouth, his teeth dripping wet. Now my work is gone because of my pet. Okay? So, do you think this is to inform people about one way to write a poem?
No.
To entertain people with a poem about a dog. Or to persuade people to buy a pet dog. Raise your hand if you think it's to inform people about one way to write a poem. Okay, good. No, that's not the reason. To entertain people with a poem about a dog. To persuade people to buy a pet dog? Are they trying to convince us to buy a dog? No, he's not trying to convince us. So are they trying to entertain you?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so the middle one, to entertain, is the reason for writing that. Okay? What is the main purpose of this book page? Alice loved working at the zoo. It was her job to feed the monkeys. One morning, Alice was giving the monkeys breakfast when she noticed one was missing. Alice turned around and her mouth dropped open. "Oh no," she shouted. Okay? So this section, was it to inform people about monkeys? To inform people about being a zookeeper? To entertain people with a story about monkeys? Okay? Raise your hand if you think it's to inform people about monkeys. To inform people about being a zookeeper. Bryson, you think the middle one? To entertain people with a story about monkeys.
Oh, yes.
Does it sound like she's trying to entertain us?
No.
Does it sound like she's trying to inform us maybe about her job?
Yes. No.
Okay.
I think it's the middle one.
So the majority say the middle one?
No.
Let's see. Oh, some people say no.
Yes. You see what you did.
To entertain people with a story about monkeys. So let's see what it says. The author might write to inform. They're going to give you more facts. Okay? An author might write to persuade. And that, we definitely know it wasn't persuading, but entertaining, because what did she tell you that was entertaining?
To feed the animals. All about the monkeys. It was all about the monkeys.
Next one, what is the main purpose of this poster? Miss Moore's classroom rules. Raise your hand if you have a question. Listen when others are talking. Keep your hands to yourself. Always try your best and have fun. To inform people about the classroom rules.
Yes.
To inform people about Miss Moore.
No. Maybe.
To entertain people with riddles about school.
No.
No. Okay, which one do we think?
Top.
The top one? Okay, let's see. Good. Okay, let's do two more. What is the main purpose of this website? Haikus for every season. Winter, hat and gloves and scarf to keep me warm in the snow, building a snowman. Spring, flowers grow again, I wear my yellow rain boots, jumping in puddles. Summer, the sun shines so bright, but the ocean breeze is cool, splashing in the waves. Fall, leaves fall off the trees, I put on my best costume, saying trick or treat. These are all haikus, and we've learned haikus are types of poems. Good. So what do you think the purpose is of a poem, or these haikus? To entertain people with poems about the seasons. No. To inform people about why there are seasons. To persuade people to plant flowers in the spring. Raise your hand if you think it's the first one, to entertain. Okay, raise your hand if you think it's B, the middle one. C? Okay, most people picked this one. To entertain people with poems about the seasons. Good job. How did you know it was to entertain, Allie?
It was about the seasons, and seasons made really fun.
Okay, it was about the seasons. It wasn't trying to tell you information about the seasons.
No, it was just telling you how much fun.
Yes, good. What is the main purpose of this book page? Last one. Wilma Rudolph, the fastest woman in the world. When Wilma Rudolph was little, she got very sick. Her left leg became weak, and her doctor said she would never walk again. But Rudolph didn't give up. After 5 years of hard work, she could walk and run. In 1960, she went to the Olympics for running. Rudolph won 3 gold medals and was called the fastest woman in the world. Okay, are they trying to entertain people with a poem about Wilma Rudolph?
No.
No. Are they trying to inform people about Wilma Rudolph's life?
Yes.
Are they trying to inform people about the Summer Olympics?
No.
No. So which one? B. Very good.
About her life.
Okay, so that's all we're going to do today on author's purpose. So you just need to know what is the reason. The author can persuade you, they can entertain you, or they can inform you. Okay?